All right, today we're gonna do a heart themed workout. So it's February, Valentine's Day is next week. So we're gonna do a heart theme here today. So we're gonna be swelling out hearts with an S at the end, multiple hearts because we all have them. We're gonna do 3 rounds, 45, 15. I'm gonna go ahead real quick with demos and then we'll get into it. So with our H here, we're going to do a hand walk with a push up, which is basically an inchworm. So starting at one end, walking our hands out and into our push up, and then pushing ourselves up and then walking our feet back in. So that's our first movement. And then after that, we're going to do a squat for our E. We're going to do squat knee to elbow. So hands at our temples, feet hip width apart, squatting down, and then bringing our knee up. We're gonna get some core work in there as well. And then, sorry, I'm gonna be moving my camera here to make sure our angles are good. All right. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and do around the world lunges for our A. So for that, we're gonna do a forward, side, and reverse lunge on each leg. So we're going like in a circle here. So we're doing forward, side, and back, and then forward, side, and back on the other leg. So that is our A. And then for the R, we're going to do a reverse lunge, alternating reverse lunge into either a knee drive or a jump, whatever you'd like to do today. So stepping back, driving up, or jumping, and then doing the other leg. So we're going to alternate here with that one. And then after that, we're going to do some triple switch into a single leg Romanian deadlift. So one knee up, going 1, 2, 3. Push our hips back, push the ground away, and again, 1, 2, 3, and same thing. So that is the T. And then for our final movement, we're going to do some single leg lowering, getting on the ground, feet in the air, coming down with one leg, exhaling back up, and then with the other leg, exhaling back up. So we're going to feel that one mainly in our core, but that is going to be our whole circuit for today. So we're going to go ahead and get started real quick with our warm up. Starting off with the world's greatest stretch. So we're going to go ahead, interlace our fingers, grabbing onto one of our knees, pulling our knee towards our chest. And we're going to go ahead, exhale, stepping back, reverse lunge. Hands are going to come down on the inside of our front foot. Keeping our back leg nice and straight. We're going to inhale and exhale, opening up towards our front leg, gazing past our hand here. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, planting our hand outside of our front foot. Bring our back foot a little bit closer and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. Breathing into our tight areas. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, interlacing our fingers, grabbing onto our opposite knee, pulling our knee towards our chest. And we're going to go ahead, exhale, step back, reverse lunge. Hands are coming down on the inside of our front foot. Back leg staying nice and straight. Nice big deep breath. And exhaling, opening up towards our front leg, gazing past our hand. Thumb is facing behind us, getting that rotation through our spine and neck. And we're exhaling, planting our hand outside of our front foot. Bring our back foot a little bit closer and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. And we can go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. All right. Next part here, y'all can probably guess what we're going to do. We're going to do a little bit of plank to pike so we can open up our calves, our hamstrings, our arms, and all of that. So making our way onto our hands and toes. And we're going to go ahead, push ourselves up into our down dog or pike position here. So let's go ahead, pedal our heels a little bit, start to open up our calves a little bit more. So really driving one heel into the ground at a time. And let's go ahead and come back down to plank. Push ourselves up again to pike. Back to plank. We're going to do 2 more coming up. And back down. And last one coming up. Then we're gonna go ahead and walk our hands towards our feet. And we can go ahead and slowly roll up. And we are ready to rock and roll. So, like I said, we're gonna do 3 rounds here, 45, 15. We're spelling out hearts. I'm getting my timer started here. 3, 2, 1, and go. Starting out with our hand walks into our push-up. So basically doing inchworms here. Oh, I didn't realize I was out of camera. So we're walking our hands out. Hands underneath our shoulders. Keeping our elbows nice and tight into our push-up. And then we want to walk our hands as close to, walk our feet as close as we can to our hands before standing back up. So trying to get a few in here, as many as we can. I know this one kind of takes a little bit longer. Keeping our core tight as we push up. 3, 2, 1. All right. Awesome. All right, next up, we have our squat knee to elbow. So hands are at our temples. Feet are going to be hip width apart. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so feet hip width, toes are forward, just like we're doing any other squat. Hands at our temples. We don't want to hold, I don't want us holding onto our head because then it's kind of easy to crunch down. Fingers at our temples. Exhaling, really try and bring our knee up as much as we can before we start to bend over. We really want to exhale using our core to help pull our knee up. So just like with marches or like plank knee to elbow, we really want our core to be doing the majority of the work here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our around the world lunges. So going forward, side, back. Each leg like a circle here or a clock. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping forward and then to the side and then back. So if we really want to try and not bring our foot to the ground, kind of just going 1, 2, 3, making sure that as we step forward, our chest is over the arch of our front foot, knees right over our second toe. To the side here, we're getting our hips back, but our chest is staying open. And then same thing with the back, reverse lunge. We just want to keep our weight over that front foot. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, we have triple switch into a single leg Romanian deadlift. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I skipped one. Sorry, we're doing reverse lunges. We're not doing triple switch. Sorry, I knew that didn't look right. So we're reverse lunge into a knee drive. I caught us soon enough. So we're doing that one first. So we can either do the knee drive or the jump, depending on how you're feeling today and how you want to challenge yourself. I know my legs are not having it today, neither is my body. So doing what feels good for you. We're keeping our core tight. We're exhaling. We want to be explosive with either the drive or the jump. So no matter what we're doing, we're really driving that knee up like we have a plate of glass at our waist and we're breaking it with our knee. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Next up, now we have our triple switch. So we're gonna do the triple switch into a single leg or mini deadlift. And then we're on the ground for a single leg lowering. 3, 2, 1. So have one knee up, we're going 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be really quick, and then we're pushing our hips back, push the ground away. 1, 2, 3, and keeping our balance, and same thing. Really want to sink into our hip here. So we want to push our hips back just like a 2-leg Romanian deadlift. Probably back up. We don't want to be here where we're forward. Really sinking into our hip. It's going to help with balance. And then if we're finding that the single leg is not happening today, feel free to just go ahead, drop your toe down and do more of that kickstand where you're just using the other leg for balance, and then right back up. 3, 2, 1. Okay. We're gonna go ahead on the ground. We have single leg lowering. We're gonna do that. And then we're gonna do that 2 more times through. 3, 2, 1. So both our feet in the air, dropping one leg down, exhale, come back up. This is a core movement here, so we're working on using our core as we bring our leg back up. Great job. I want us to not have our hands under our hips. So you can always bring your your hands out to the side, or you can always have like a resistance band or some dumbbells or weights above your hands and hold them. That's our core assist. That can help activate your core a little bit more as well. So if we want to do that, 3, 2, 1. So that will always help with our core work there. All right, round 1 done. We got 2 to go. We're starting out with our hand walks into our push-up. 3, 2, 1. I'm calling them hand walks because we're spelling out hearts, but it's basically an interim into a push-up. So that's our main upper body movement here. So hips are back, walking our hands out. This one, we are not doing too many push-ups, so I want us to try and stay on our hands and toes the whole time. If we need to, go into your eccentric lowering, where that push-ups are going down nice and slow, and then getting up however you need to. Again, making it whatever you need to do to get your workout in, to challenge yourself, but also support where you're at as well. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we're doing squat knee to elbow. So hands are at our temples. Getting ready here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Toes forward, feet hip width apart, hands at our temples. Going down. Exhale, driving our knee up. We're doing lots of knee drives today, which is a good way to strengthen our hip flexors and our core. If you have missed my spiel, which I'm sure we all have not, sometimes tight hip flexor pain comes from weakness, not necessarily tightness. So this is going to help kind of get things all wake everything up here in our hips and our core as well. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have around the world lunges. So we're going forward, side and back. 3, 2, 1. We're coming forward, out, and back. And then the other side. Forward, out, and back. Oh, my right leg does not want to stay balanced today. We all have our days, some days better than the others. Focus. We got this. Front, back, and to the side. Great job, y'all. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're going from lunges to lunges. We have reverse lunges with a jump or knee drive, wherever you're at, whatever you'd like to do today. 3, 2, 1. So we're alternating here. So we're stepping back, driving up, and then on the other side. So we're being explosive here. Use your arms, just like if we were marching or even the triple switch. It's going to help us really get that part of the movement down. Driving through our front heel, big toe, little toe. And we are, again, if you'd like to jump, Go ahead and jump. My legs are not going to allow me to do that today. 3, 2, 1. All right. Even every time with the knee drop, my hips are popping. Okay, we have triple switch into single leg RDLs, and then we're on the ground for single leg lowering. 3, 2, 1. So we're here, 1, 2, 3. And then again, sinking into our hip. So if you don't know what I mean by that, we're not starting the movement with our legs straight. We're going into the movement with our slight bend in our knees and our hips are already back. Just like with lateral balance, when I say we pull our rubber band together and then release, same thing here. We're pulling that rubber band, pushing our hips back, snapping up, and then 1, 2, 3. Same thing. Like pushing our hips back. We're not bringing our chest forward. Hips start the movement. 3, 2, 1. Okay, down on the ground, we got single leg lowering. And then we're gonna go through one more time. 3, 2, 1. Coming down. Exhale, up. Use your core. If you're starting to feel it in your hips or your low back, shorten your range of motion. So instead of coming all the way down, if you're starting to feel your back come up off the ground and you're kind of like that, then that's where your range of motion stops. So going down as far as you can while keeping our form correct and also while using our core. So it's not only about form, but also about where you're feeling it. And so playing around with your, oh, sorry, we're done. That was 45 seconds. I was just talking. I wasn't paying attention. My bad. At least it wasn't like burpees or something. Okay. 2 down, 1 to go. Inchworms here. 3, 2, 1. Sorry. Hand walk into our push-up because we're spelling out hearts today. I should have done that for next week, but I figured might as well do it the week before Valentine's Day. I also didn't teach last week. So the beginning of Heart Health Month. So that is today. Same. I'll try to incorporate that for us tomorrow as well. Either that or do more of a cardio workout. One of the next. Actually, no, it'll have to be tomorrow, not. Great job. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Done with those. We got squats, knee to elbow next. We're getting ready. 3, 2, 1. All right. Feet hip width, toes forward, hands at our head, down, driving our knee. If you would like, you can always challenge yourself this round and go to the opposite side, down and across. That's going to work more of our obliques and our sides versus when we come out, we're just going to feel it in one side. So, or like one. So if you would like to switch it up, I'm going to cross. Same thing that we're still exhaling as we drive our knee up. 3, 2, 1. All right. We have around the world lunges and then reverse lunges. I didn't know. I'm like just realizing when we started this that we're doing lunges back to back. 3, 2, 1. You can always grab, again, you can grab weights if you'd like to make this a little bit more challenging in our third round. I know sometimes the third round can be the most challenging because we are a little bit more fatigued than when we first started. That's always the best time to challenge ourselves, really push and make the most progress here. Great job. So we're doing this, and then reverse lunges, and then triple switch, and then single leg lowering. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Last 3 movements today. Reverse lunge with a knee drive. 3, 2, 1. Right, up and back. Coming up. We're being explosive. We're driving through our front heel, big toe, little toe. As we exhale, and we're breaking that glass that's on our at our hips. Really break it. We're driving through, zipping our core up, using our core and our hip flexors. Again, jumping if you so please. It always helps to exhale as we're exerting ourselves. 3, 2, 1. All right. We have triple switches and then single leg lowering. We're going to stay on our back for our cool down for some figure 4. 3, 2, 1. So we're here, we're doing 1, 2, 3. And then again, you can always put your foot into your kickstand. That's feeling good or better than the single leg. And then we do want to get our arms going with this as well. I don't know what's going on with my arms right now. 1, 2, 3. 3. Keeping our balance. Great job. Try and get our knees up and moving quickly if we can. 3, 2, 1. All right. We have single leg lowering. And then, like I said, we're going to do some figure 4. So we're going to stay on our backs. After this one, 3, 2, 1. So we're coming down, exhaling up. Again, really making sure that we're staying in the range of motion that works for our bodies. Doing awesome. This one's great to work on our low back strength as well, and our pillar as a whole. We want to try and use our core, not our hip flexors. I find that sometimes if we strain our legs too much and flex our feet, we start to use our quads. 3, 2, 1. And that is going to be it for today's circuit. Just go ahead, grab a sip of water if you need it. And like I said, we're going to be on the ground on our backs for our cool down. And we're going to do some figure 4. So making our way to the ground if we got up, or if we stayed here, we're going to have one foot on the ground, opposite ankle over our knee. If that tension feels good, go ahead and stay there. Or we can go ahead and interlace our fingers in the middle of our hamstring. So we're pulling in the middle there, not behind the knee. That can put stress on our joint. So grabbing in the middle of the hamstring. We're in front of our shin and pulling our knee towards our chest. Sighing away our tension. Feeling the stretch, opening up our hips, opening up our back. We did a lot of lunges, a lot of knee drives today. This will help kind of open things up. All right, let's go and do one more breath here. And as we exhale, we can go ahead and bring our feet back to the ground. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So opposite ankle over our knee. And if that tension feels good, we can stay there. We can go ahead and Interlace our fingers either again in the middle of our hamstring or in front of our shin. And pull our knee towards our chest. Angular tension, releasing all the tension in our bodies, breathing into our tight areas. And let's go and do one more breath here. And as we finish our exhale, we can go ahead and bring our feet back to the ground. And feel free to stay lying on your back, or you can return to a seated, kneeling, or standing position. But that is going to be all the time for today. So thank y'all for joining me. And I hope y'all are feeling good after that workout. I know my legs are a little tired today, so hopefully yours are feeling good after that. And then I'll hopefully see y'all again tomorrow for exercise.